NASA's Orbiting Carbon Observatory-2 OCO2 will study atmospheric carbon dioxide from space. See images and photos from the carbon hunting mission in this space.com gallery. In this image, the OCO2 satellite orbits the Earth in an artist's illustration. Engineers work on NASA's Orbiting Carbon Observatory-2, an Earth orbiting satellite dedicated to tracking the amount of carbon dioxide in the planet's atmosphere. In the Astrotech Payload Processing Facility on Vandenberg Air Force Base in California, orbital sciences workers and technicians study NASA's Orbiting Carbon Observatory-2, or OCO2, as it glides across the room from its transportation trailer toward a test fixture. Photo released May 15, 2014. In the Astrotech Payload Processing Facility on Vandenberg Air Force Base in California, NASA's Orbiting Carbon Observatory-2, or OCO2, is secured onto a test fixture. Image released May 1, 2014. At Space Launch Complex 2 on Vandenberg Air Force Base in California, the mobile service tower rolls away from the launch stand supporting the Delta II first stage. Operations are underway to mate the rocket's first and second stages. OCO2 is scheduled to launch aboard a United Launch Alliance Delta II rocket in July. Image released April 15, 2014. At Space Launch Complex 2 on Vandenberg Air Force Base in California, preparations are underway to mate the Delta II second stage for NASA's Orbiting Carbon Observatory-2 mission, or OCO2, to the first stage of the rocket, already in place on the launch stand. Image released April 15, 2014. The Delta II second stage for NASA's Orbiting Carbon Observatory-2 mission, or OCO2, is lifted into the mobile service tower at Space Launch Complex 2 on Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. Image released April 15, 2014. The natural terrain on Vandenberg Air Force Base in California provides a stark contrast to the steel launch tower on Space Launch Complex 2, where preparations are underway for the upcoming launch of NASA's Orbiting Carbon Observatory-2 mission, or OCO2, aboard a United Launch Alliance Delta II rocket in July. Photo released April 4, 2014. Artist's rendition of NASA's OCO2 satellite in orbit. OCO2 launched on July 2, 2014 and made its first science measurements a month later, on August 6. The OCO2 spacecraft will fly with a series of other Earth-orbiting satellites, known as the Earth Observing System afternoon constellation or the A-Train. These satellites all cross the equator at approximately noontime, a few minutes apart from each other. This artist's depiction of the A-Train constellation shows the separation times. Technicians at Orbital Sciences Corp.'s satellite manufacturing facility in Gilbert, Aries, prepare NASA's Orbiting Carbon Observatory-2 spacecraft for shipment to its launch site at California's Vandenberg Air Force Base. The spacecraft now will undergo final tests and then be integrated on top of a United Launch Alliance Delta II rocket in preparation for a planned July 1 launch. Artist rendition of the CO2 column that OCO2 will see. OCO2 logo designed by Harmon Smith Raytheon. Data from NASA's OCO2 satellite has helped researchers determine that a strong El Niño season between 2015 and 2016 led to a record spike in global atmospheric carbon dioxide. The 20,152,016 El Niño season affected the amount of carbon dioxide that Earth's tropical regions released into the atmosphere. The effects were different in each region. An artist's illustration shows NASA's OCO2 satellite collecting data over the Los Angeles basin. The OCO2 satellite measured the solar-induced fluorescence SIF, a measure of how much photosynthesis occurs in plants, in the Chicago area. The data shows low levels of SIF over the urban area in purple and higher levels of SIF over agricultural areas to the south in green.